Okay, I'm back out here working on the S10. First thing I'm going to do today is I'm just going to unhook all the electrical. I'm going to unplug everything that has an electrical connection here. And there's a bunch of them. One thing I didn't mention yesterday is draining the coolant. I just popped the lower radiator hose off the water pump. That seems to drain better. I've never had much luck with them little drains on the bottom of the radiators. So I'm gonna pull off the alternator too. That's something you really don't have to do, but this one is going bad. You can hear the squeak, and it's going bad, so I need to put a new one on anyway. So that's coming off too. Okay, the alternator is pretty easy. You got one bolt here, one bolt here. You got one bolt in the back. You got your main positive, and there's a plug in the back or the side here. Take a screwdriver, pry up, and she comes out. Okay, I'm going to continue unplugging stuff here. Plug the coil here. Sometimes it helps to have a little screwdriver to help. Some of these clips are pretty stiff. Some of them are easy. Gonna pull the coil wire that goes to the distributor. Just set that back there for now. Now you gotta unhook the main plug on top of the injector deal here. Okay, unplugging this main injector plug here is pretty easy. You just pull this lock. It's a white tab. You gotta unlock that. Then it's got a tab here. You gotta pry that one up, pry the one on this side up. It plugs in like this, and it comes out. There's other little clips and stuff that hold the wiring on the engine. There's one down there, I believe. I had to unhook. There's kind of all over the place. There's little plastic clips that hold the wires. You have to kind of look around and unhook them too. So I'm gonna do the upper radiator hose now, and you just squeeze these clips. Spin them out of the way here far enough so they don't grab. Sometimes you gotta twist these hoses because they're stuck on there for so long. Now I'll go do the other side by the engine. Okay, got the heater hose disconnected from the water pump, from the intake, and then from the heater core that goes into the cab. Same kind of clamps as the big radiator hose, only these are smaller. These get stuck a lot of times where you can't really just pull them off. Sometimes you can take a screwdriver, if you can get it down into the sides of it and pop it off. Sometimes you can use pliers and twist it. Be careful if you're going to reuse them when you do that, so you don't tear the rubber. But sometimes they're difficult to get off. You just got to play with them till they come off. Okay, I unbolted the EGR tube. I guess that's what this is. 22 millimeter. I thought this was going to give me a problem, but it come out pretty easy. Just kind of worked it back and forth at first to get it free. Then this just spins. Took my PCV valve out of the valve cover. I'll pull that out of here when I have two hands. Pulled my spark plug wires off my distributor. Getting ready to pull that off right now. I got the distributor cap off. It's a T20 Torx to get them off, two of them. You can see there's a plug on the back of the distributor there. I'm going to mark where that rotor's facing. Also going to mark the distributor where it's at, just for good measure. And you can see the hold down right there. I got to take that off to get the distributor out. Okay, I kind of struggled with that distributor bolt. It's a 10 millimeter. Had to use my snap-on angled wrench here to get it off. Okay, one more thing while we're over here by the distributor is you gotta unplug this deal right here. This is the vent from the gas tank. It goes on this deal right here. To get it off, you just push this down. Push down on this plastic thing and it pops off. Pretty easy. Okay, I'm now ready for the fuel system. Unhooking these lines. You can see the Schrader valve right there. I gotta relieve the pressure before I take any of the lines off. I'm just gonna take that black cap off and put some rags around it and push the little valve with a little screwdriver to relieve all the pressure. Okay, I bled the fuel pressure with the Schrader valve and some rags. After I did that, I got me a crow's foot with a 3/8 ratchet extension. 16 millimeters what it is. There's two lines back there. They come off pretty easy. I got them both off right now and I am ready to move on. Okay, I just took out the bracket that holds the alternator right here. It's on one stud here, then there's a bolt there, and a bolt underneath it that holds it on. Comes right off. I figure I might as well, it gives me a lot more room here. Easier to do my water pump. I gotta take this off, the intake, and I should be ready to take the bolts off the intake. Okay, I'm doing the intake bolts now. There's 4 on each side. 2 in the front, 2 in the back. They are 13 millimeter. Alright, the intake bolts are all out. I did a double check. I think I got everything unhooked. Try to wiggle this thing out. I'm sure she's not going to come out easy. Probably all them wires are probably going to grab something. Well, they come up with a different attack here, because I ain't going to be able to get it the way I'm going here. I guess let's take a look here and see if we can find maybe a problem. Quite a few places there don't look very good. Got an issue right there. That's on the intake though. That don't look very good. There's quite a few places on this gasket that don't really look very good. The back one looks like it's okay. Got some slime in there. I don't know what the heck that is. If someone used a stop leak in this sometime or what. I'm not sure if this is factory gasket or not. Never taken one of these apart, so I don't really know what they look like, but that front Glava RTV kind of looks not factory. But I got to I got it out. I got to clean this up and get it ready for the new gaskets that are coming. Okay, I got rags down in the engine here in all the holes so all this debris don't fall in the engine. Even still, I'm going to take a vacuum cleaner when I'm all done, and I'll vacuum everything out of here that is not supposed to be in here. But just going through and scraping the surface to get it super clean for the new gasket. I mean, you don't want to rush this step. You want to get in here. You want to just take your time and get this really clean. If you don't get this surface clean, there's no reason for even doing this job, because you're gonna get a leak again. So this is a pretty critical step in replacing these gaskets. Well, I got it all cleaned up. Super clean here. Ready for the new gaskets. Whenever they get here. Hopefully soon. I guess I'm going to start by taking my intake apart. I'm going to put it back together in here. I'm going to put my lower intake on, and then I'm going to do the valve covers, just to keep it so I don't knock any more dirt than I already have in the motor. So I guess I'm gonna go start taking the intake apart.